Hey, all, little drummer boy here, and today on Trucker Tales, I want to talk about uh, Winslow, Arizona. Such a fine sight to see. For all of you truckers out there, anybody that's traveled, or anybody else that's traveled I 40 to the West Coast, you know that I 40 goes right through Winslow, Arizona, which is made famous by the Eagles' mega hit, their first big hit that broke them big, Take It Easy, which said, I'm standing on a corner of Winslow, Arizona, and such a fine sight to see. It's a girl, praise the Lord, in a flatbed Ford, slowing down to take a look at me. So, yeah, y'all know that one. I changed the lyric there a little bit um, to give glory to God rather than be a slang using his name. But anyway, uh, I'm sure Glenn Fry won't mind. He's already on the other side now anyway. But uh, God rest his soul. But yeah, when I drove to Vegas for NASCAR racing experience, they deadheaded me all the way to Vegas to pick up a load of BMW Z3 race cars at Las Vegas Motor Speedway to bring back across the country to Myrtle Beach Motor Speedway in South Carolina, and they were going to use them for drifting. They were old race cars. So they're going to use them. Excuse me. They're going to use them for drifting. And anyway, on the way out there and on the way back, I had my Eagles Greatest Hits 71 to 75 CD, and which, by the way, it's has been, maybe is one of the best selling albums of all time. It's like the Eagles' Greatest Hits 71 to 75, Fleetwood Mac, Rumors, Michael Jackson's Thriller, and AC/DC's Back in Black. And those four have swapped around from time to time as the best-selling album of all time. But for a long time, Eagles' Greatest Hits 71 to 75 was the greatest selling album ever. But anyway, so they had that on the CD, and I had it queued right up. And every time I would go through that desert town of Winslow, Arizona on I-40, I would key that song over the microphone. God bless the local drivers up there. They probably get tired of all of us over the road drivers going through there and playing that song. But anyway, Winslow has made a tourist trap out of it. I didn't go into town, but my friend friend and former bandmate Marty Paris, he went there, and they've got a statue of Glenn Fry standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. And the old Glenn Fry with the long hair and the mustache, the way he looked in 72. And then they've got a flatbed Ford truck there, probably about a 60 model, like a farm truck, six-wheel dually, with a flatbed, and you can get your picture taken in it. So yeah, I'd like to go check that out sometime. I'd heard when Glenn Fry died that they were going to do some kind of memorial service in Winslow for the Eagles fans, but I don't know if that ever came to fruition or not. If you know, you can drop it in the comments, and I'd appreciate that about that. I never ever even heard what they did for Glenn Fry's funeral. I know that Don Henley is continuing on in the Eagles, which I didn't think he would, but his son Glenn Fry's son, Deacon Fry, can play and sing all his dad's parts and looks like his dad did when he was young. And so he's taken his dad's place in the band. I wish they'd have brought Don Felder and Bernie Ledden back, but in addition to Deacon Fry, but for some reason they brought Vince Gill into the band. Now, of course, Vince Gill's a great guitarist and he has a great tenor, but to me, he's never, going to be a real Eagle. Bernie Ledden was an original Eagle, and Don Felder was, a mid to late Eagle and wrote the music for Hotel California. So Randy Meisner, has some health issues and stuff, and the original bassist that sang lead on Take It to the Limit, so he can't tour, obviously, but I wish they would have brought Bernie and Don Felder back in instead of adding a completely new person like Vince Gill. It's cool to have Deacon Fry there because, he's the lineage of Glenn Fry. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents worth. Don Henley is the boss of the band, the Eagles, and he's going to do what he wants. And hey, he's a brilliant singer, songwriter, musician, and he's made enough money to know what he's doing. So I shouldn't second guess him. Anyway, if y'all like my content, smash the thumbs up, and comment if you watched it all the way through. And I appreciate your comments, and hopefully I'll not be too rude. I've only got one rude one so far, and that was this guy when I posted a video of the old soldiers reunion, all the antique cars going by. Man, I learned, my dad grew up in the 50s. He had all these cars, 50, 51 Mercuries, 55 Chevy Bel Air, and Dad taught me all about these cars. And I grew up reading Hot Rod magazines, so I know what models the old cars are. Now, some of them, there's not a lot of difference in a year or two. So, I mean, am I 100%? Probably not. I mean, you can be off a year or two on some cars. They changed stuff on cars every year back in those days. But still, a 55, 56 Ford are very similar, except for the grille, and so on and so on. And so anyway, this guy from Rod and Custom, I mean, I guess he didn't want me for a customer because, was it Rod and Custom magazine or what? He told me, I was way off, and I don't know a thing about cars. I'm like, okay, whatever, bud. My dad grew up in the 50s and had these cars, and I grew up reading Hot Rod magazine and all these car magazines. But okay, I don't know anything about the year models of cars, But anyway, I was probably, on that video, I'm probably 99% correct. And if I wasn't spot on the year, I was probably close. But anyway, I said all that to say that I'm chasing a rabbit. I've only had one negative comment so far, and I appreciate it. And I deleted that. Real easy to take care of it rather than get in an argument with people. So, hope y'all have a blessed day. Like, subscribe, and share. Thanks. Bye.